Investors watching your money this morning. Joining me now, the Fitz-Gerald Group Principal, Keith Fitz-Gerald, Walzer Wealth Management President, Rebecca Walzer, and Mosaic Senior Vice President, Market Strategist, Rob Morgan. Keith, let me kick it off with you. We're getting an update on inflation when the September Consumer Price Index comes out in about 90 minutes' time. We're expecting a rise of 0.3% month over month, a gain of 5.3% year over year. That's pretty close to the highest that we've seen, that year-over-year number, since 2008. What are you expecting ahead of these numbers and really in the months to come for inflation?
Well, number one, I've got some pretty harsh words for the Fed. They made a bet. They're wrong. They can't admit they're wrong. This is a tax on the American people. And let's face it, Dagan, every American expansion has been put to death by the Fed because they've hung on to failed policies for too long. So to me, this is a very serious moment in our economic trajectory. We have to get through this. They claim to have policies. Well, what exactly are those things? The best companies are going to move through it, so I'm going to look for any kind of pullback. I'm fearful that the Fed is going to make a mistake as it tries to thread the needle going forward, because that's really what's going to happen here, is if the number's too high, people are going to fear the Fed's going to come in off the sidelines. They're going to taper too fast. That, of course, puts a damper on growth. So this is as serious a moment as we get in our recovery so far.
Because the plan is for them to begin tapering in November, right? Is your fear that they start tapering too quickly? Because it's astonishing to think, beside what they're doing in government spending, or want to do, rather, the Democrats, it's astonishing to think that $120 billion of securities is being bought every month still by the Federal Reserve, despite the fact that we're already deep into an economic recovery, although it's slowing because of inflation and supply chain problems.
Well, it is. I wish we could go back to that point when we were all kids. You're taught if you really want to make more money, you spend less. Money doesn't grow on trees, and these people don't seem to have policies that recognize that. In fact, what we've got is a printing press that's on fire. We've got an exchange mechanism that encourages this, and there's no control mechanism. It seems to me there's no adult supervision. It's extraordinarily frustrating to me personally, to me as a parent, to me as somebody who supports the elderly. My parents, I just didn't know where to start with this one. It's wrong. It's a reality distortion vortex of the first order.
It's something that every American who has to budget and commute to work, who lives on an income that is not keeping up with inflation, that has to drive to work every day, that has to go into a supermarket and then decide what they're not going to buy because their dollar isn't going far enough. It's something that every American understands, and the people in charge don't. And so you're speaking truth to power there, Keith. Rebecca, let me move on to you. A key factor for raising prices this.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.